Bandwidth for First Updates Now is supported by AndyMark. Are you competition ready? Go to andymark.com and keep your team inspired. And by the Blue Alliance. Keep up to date on all live and archived FIRST Robotics events and team stats at thebluealliance.com. First Updates Now is brought to you by viewers like you. Fun relies on the generous support of our fans in order to continue to keep creating content. Please consider donating, giving bits, or subscribing. Subscribe for a few bucks a month or for free through Twitch Prime. And don't forget that our subscribers get 5x chance to win on all giveaways.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another installment of Best of the West. After wrapping up week 5 of the season, we're moving into our last competition week here in the West. We're going to break down all the weekend's action, take a look at the top 10 voted teams in the West, and look forward to our last weekend of pre-champs competitions. Reporting for First Updates Now, I'm Clint Ott.
I'm Andrew Lawrence.
And I'm Aiden Ferrer.
All right, so we had 3 regionals and 2 PNW district events. Aiden, why don't you go ahead and start us off up in the PNW.
Yeah, so up in Lake Oswego, Oregon, 36 teams battled it out in their last attempts at reaching Pacific Northwest District champs. 24-71 Mean Machine took the first seed with only 1 loss at the event overall, picking 28-11 Stormbots and 15-71 Calibrate Robotics to join their alliance. On the other side of the bracket was 957 Swarm, leading the second alliance of 3674 the 4-H Cloverbots and 3636 Generals. Both of these alliances blew through eliminations with little problem, the first alliance even scoring as high as 503 points in the quarterfinals, one of the highest scores seen at the event. These 2 hard-hitting alliances met up in the finals, but Mean Machine had crafted a mean alliance themselves, winning finals match 1 383 to 303 and match 2 478 to 298. Congrats to Mean Machine, Stormbots, and Calibrate Robotics on their win. Taking home the District Chairman's Award was 25-21 CERT, starting up a small streak after their win at Clackamas last year. 27-33 Pigmice took home the District Engineering Inspiration Award for the first time in their history, and 70-34 To Be Determined won their second highest rookie seed award this season, as well as the Rookie All-Star Award.
Yeah, some of the teams in the PNW have like the most creative names. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's funny. Also up in the PNW was the Auburn Mountain View event. 35 teams battled it out over the weekend in Auburn, Washington for the Mountain View district. In the last week before district champs, some teams were looking to snag some much-needed district points, while some were looking to snag a bit more practice before the big show next week in Portland. Climbing their way to the top, however, was 1425 Error Code 0, who grabbed the top spot for the second time this season. They picked Clackamas winners and Auburn finalists 2046 Bare Metal and 5468 Chaos Theory. The number 1 alliance walked through the quarterfinals and semifinals, keeping their opponents to under 200 points in every match they played. They faced the second alliance of 1778 Chill Out, 1318 the Issaquah Robotics Society, and 3588 the Talon. In the first match, Blue Alliance was able to hold the scale for far longer than the top seed, but 75 points in fouls and a double climb gave the number 1 alliance the win. They took that momentum into the second final and walked away with the banners after a convincing 417 to 107. 2046 would continue their successful weekend by snagging the District Chairman's Award, completing the Gold Kling Bling. Let's see it up. Some gold in the chat. Also, 1318 was able to complete their own Silver Kling Bling after winning the District Engineering Inspiration Award.
Okay, now teams down in SoCal were in for a pleasant surprise this past weekend. A regional event where teams got 12, count them 12, qualification matches. Definitely a rarity in this side of the West Coast, and the teams took advantage of the extra plays in the sub-50 team event to maximize their RP and get in some extra driver practice. Coming in hot from Dana Point was Team 5199 Robot Dolphins from Outer Space, who still have the greatest name I've ever heard. This creatively named team was among one of the few top scale bots at the regional and showed off their improvements from the San Diego regional a few weeks earlier. After going 11-1 in qualifications, the team seeded first and selected the 4th-ranked team, 968, the Robotics Alliance of West Covina, also known as ROC. And the 34th ranked team, 580 Viking Robotics. Fellow Alliance captains, 3512 Spartatronics, 1572 the Hammerheads, 2486 the Coconuts, 3328 Noho Robo, 6934 Scorps, 4711 the Flying Aces, and 5669 Techmen also took the field for some well-played elimination rounds. As many events end up, it was 1v2 in the finals, but this time the number 2 alliance, made up of the aforementioned 3512, their alliance partners 5818 Riviera Robotics and 5512 Blue Power Robotics, came in with the upset after 3 competitive finals matches. At the award ceremonies, Team 7327, the Metal Jackets, took home Rookie All-Star. 4501, the Humans, as their team name, not just who they are, got Engineering Inspiration, and to no surprise, the Arizona-based Coconuts, Team 2486, earned their Regional and Chairman's Award. Whew.
Yeah, they made the team names this week, guys. This has been crazy. All right. Boise State played host to the 3rd annual Idaho Regional this past weekend. Hometown Heroes 21-22, Mountain Bros 16-19, Utah finalists 32-30, and PNW Wanderers 1983 were some of the favorites going into the event. But after making some significant changes to their robot on Thursday, adding a partner climber for one, it was Team Taters who rose to the top of the rankings with a 3.18 ranking score. They chose second-ranked 16-19 despite some of their struggles in qualifications, and 31-45 the Terravikes. They worked through the quarterfinals without issue, but faltered in their second semifinal match against the number 4 alliance after both the Taters and Terravikes were unable to collect cubes. They rallied in the 3rd semi and moved on to the finals to face the number 3 alliance of 32-39, 21-30, and 32-88. The number 1 alliance was able to win finals in 2 convincing matches with scores of 323-174 and 465-101. With both 16-19 and 21-22 already having qualified for champs, however, along with the automatically generated wild card, all of the finalists received bids for champs in a couple weeks. So congratulations to them. Congratulations also go out to Rookie All-Star 7301, the Jackbox, Team 3598, Systemic Eliminators on winning, Rookie All-Stars 7301. 3598 Systemic Eliminators won the Engineering Inspiration Award, and to my good friends 4944 of the High Fives are winning their 2nd Regional Chairman's Award in the last 2 years. So congrats to them as well.
Sounds like a fun event.
It was good.
Over in California, we had Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley's 20th year was one for the decades, as 60 teams from all across the world came together for what many consider to be California's toughest competition. The top seed was taken by none other than 254, who went undefeated over the course of the event. They weren't alone in this feat, however, as second-year team 6418, the Misfits, also swept their way through the event to reach the 3rd seed. Nabbing the 2nd seed in between was 971 Spartan Robotics, who seemed a lot more fluid after SFR 2 weeks ago. They're racking up some fouls there, but they seem to be playing pretty clean here, so very nicely done. The Poofs picked up 973 the Greybots, who had a rough time at SVR, ranking 20th overall, and 2367 Lancer Robotics. Spartan Robotics picked rank 9 team 846 the Funky Monkeys, and 4159 Cardinal Botics, who finished the day in rank 25 actually. The Misfits took teams 8 Pally Robotics and 2135 Presentation Invasion along for the elims as well. The 2nd and 3rd alliances would meet each other in the semifinals, and after the dust settled, the alliance of Spartan Robotics, Funky Monkeys, and Cardinal Botics emerged victorious to face off against the 1st alliance in the finals. Maintaining the Silicon Valley spirit of tradition, the Cheesy Poofs kept their SVR streak alive, taking Finals 1 411 to 329 and Finals 2 461 to 270. Congratulations to the Poofs, Greybots, and Lancer Robotics on their win, though due to their pre-qualification, several wild cards were generated as well as burned, sending Cardinal Botics to Houston in a few weeks. Lots of hardware went international at this event, so a huge shout out to 3132 Thunder Down Under from Australia on their Engineering Inspiration win, and the 4091 Drift from the Dominican Republic on winning Chairmans. Locals 6814 Ellipse took home the Rookie All-Star Award, so that was nice to see as well. We also had some special awards commemorating the event, so congratulations to Nick Hamas for being the Volunteer of the Year. I'm sure you guys have seen him around. He's a living fireball. And to Laura Rhodes for receiving the Silicon Valley Regional Founders Award. if you ever competed in California or even beyond, odds are you felt the impact of their work. So again, huge congratulations to the both of them.
Yeah, that was a good event. I went back and watched some of the matches after I got back from Idaho. It was really competitive. I think that was a good preview of what we'll see in a few weeks here.
And it looks like Tyler's got the photo of Nick up on stream right now. They decorated the trophy to look like him with the tie and the hair. So that was a nice touch, courtesy of Teresa, I believe. Yeah, it was pretty fun. So congrats to him.
Yeah, definitely. I love watching all the events he MCs. He brings great energy for sure.
And for any of you involved in FTC, I think he's game announcing one of the fields and might be doing Einstein as well. So you'll definitely see him around.
Ooh,
in Houston.
Cool. All right, guys. So after week 5 competitions, we've got the top 10 teams from the West as voted by the FRC community. So these are all the teams that competed in week 5 and got voted for. So I'm expecting some serious California bias. Yeah.
This is for week 6. It's not biased if they're better.
I mean, it's not biased. I'm not going to lie. I agree with a lot of the teams on the list for sure. So, yeah, let's just go through this here real quick. Obviously, Pooh's taking the top spot. Spartan in number 2, 973. Number 3, 1619, Upper Creek. 2122, Team Taters. Number 5. Mean Machine, the PNW, coming through. Number 6, 846, Funky Monkeys, who made a ton of improvements after we played with them down in Hub City. They actually looked really, really good this weekend. I was glad to see that. Team 8, is that Paley? You guys would know better than I would. And then 2046, also from the Pacific Northwest, Bare Metal, and 604, Quicksilver. Yeah, it's not surprising to see 254, 971, and 973 up at the top there. All of them have great robots and are pretty well done within the community. I expect that those 3 will also be the top 25 tomorrow, but that's just a guess. All right, so guys, we got some good previews of some top tier events this weekend, especially SVR. What do you guys think as we move into the district championship season? Houston and Detroit's only a couple weeks away now. How is resource management going to come into play? I'm talking more specifically about like cube movement, where teams are picking up their cube, where they're placing them, how high the stacks are getting. How do you guys think that's going to work going forward, and what are we going to see coming up this weekend at District Champs?
So you mentioned something really particular that I've been looking at a lot recently. I think I spoke about it last week as well, is cube resources. Like, there's a limited amount of cubes on this field, and teams are starting to reach that limit pretty quickly. I think we've seen over the past few weeks, for sure, a couple matches where almost all the available cubes on the field are taken. We have the human player cubes as well. I think those are going to come into play more when we get to the D champs and champs level. But I was just at SVR this past weekend for like an hour, and in that hour I saw 3 matches where the field was almost empty of cubes. So it's where those cubes are being placed, when they're being placed, and most importantly, how cleanly. And I think that's a big thing that's going to be happening over the next few weeks, is how cleanly can you score your cube? Because when you're running out of game pieces, every bit counts. It looks like right now the stacks of cubes are all just tossed up there pretty randomly. You just shoot a cube up where you get it. And sometimes the stacks are getting so tall that the cubes will either fall off or land in a place that doesn't give them enough of a lever arm to really change the scale there. So I think in the next few weeks, what's going to be important is placing your cube in the right place, doing it quickly and accurately, and being able to really get that better moment arm and that better choice of where you score your cube.
Yeah. I think if you guys remember watching any of the Colorado Finals matches, 118 did an absolute fabulous job of that. Their mechanism in particular, I think, was built to stack the cubes on edge so that they took up less footprint on the scale, and then they just line them up like books along the edge of that scale plate. And I think if they can continue to speed that up and work on that placement, they're going to be really effective come champs.
Yeah, and I was going to mention that I was going to make that bookshelf comparison as well. They're really lining them up nice and neat, getting them in a row. They highlighted it in their reveal video this year. So having that accuracy, when this moves from an efficiency game to an accuracy game, we have a lot more potential for points. So we'll see how that goes. Personally, for me, I know scale stacking is becoming more of an issue, but I think we're also going to have to worry about cube prioritization, particularly when it comes to the role of the switch bot. We're seeing a lot of alliances forego their power up, save for the levitate, because that's a free 30 points. They'd rather use the safe cubes in the power cube zone as a way of maintaining switch momentum against other alliances, as this becomes a more aggressive game, as we have people crossing over the border trying to get to your opponent's switch. The null zone area, starts to become less of a hard fence and more of a, cross over it. Let's go mess some stuff up on the other side. So as we get into that, power cubes are going to become more and more limited. So something I've really liked seeing, I know this was talked about before, but 1836 and their strategy of stealing cubes from the opponent's portal. I know 4159 actually did it a couple of times, so 973, 254. I think Team 8, they were really playing their own sides, or the opponent portal on their own side in order to steal the cubes, because your opponents do have a set pool that they can draw from. And so if you're minimizing that the best you can, it does in some long run sense affect them. So right. Seeing how that comes into play and using that for your own advantage, really having that defensive mindset and awareness on all sides of the field. It comes back down to awareness again. I know I talked about it last week a bit, but
yeah, definitely. Definitely, I think teams are going to need to coach their human players a little better. I see a lot of human players like kind of preemptively dropping a cube on the field, and come champs, that's just going to be a no bueno. So
I saw that happen a few times at SVR where the humans would pre-fire the cube and then just nobody would be there to receive it, and so an opponent would come in, swoop, and boom, that's one more cube in the vault.
You'd think after like Gears last year, human players would have learned, or teams would have learned to, not just throw your game piece on the field where anyone can get it. But
yeah, I think most teams last year though had to feed like 5 or 6 Gears just to get one in their little passive intake. Yeah. So no, they're just used to shoving them out as fast as they can. All right, so it's definitely going to be interesting. I think I'm hoping that this weekend that PNW District Champs will see a good preview of Houston Champs. What are we, only like 2 weeks away from that now? That's crazy.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and look at some of these Week 6 events we got coming up.
So when hopefully Aiden gets back, I'll talk about the Canadian Rockies event. So this weekend in Western Canada, we will be seeing the pit bull of FRC regionals, and I'm not talking about the dog. The Canadian Rockies Regional, also known as Mr. Worldwide, is going to be one of the most geographically diverse events that we're going to see this season. This 35-team regional, a phrase I never thought I'd actually hear in my life, will be sporting teams from 5 countries, 3 Canadian provinces, 4 U.S. states, and 24 unique cities. Notable teams include 359, the Hawaiian Kids from Hawaii, USA, 3250 Kennedy Robotics from Sacramento, USA, 4334 Alberta Tech Alliance from Alberta, Canada, 1622 Team Spider from California, USA, 2122 Team Taters from Idaho, USA, 7205 Lakers from Saskatchewan, Canada, and 3011 the Robo Warriors from Hessen, Germany. It looks like everyone will have a team to root for at this event, and I'm sure everyone is excited to see some pretty all-star international matchups, such as Hawaiian Kids versus ATA, Jetsons Robotics versus Tech Gears, and the Robo Warriors versus the Lakers, though I'm pretty sure the Warriors would beat the Lakers any day. All in all, it's going to be a fun event this weekend at the Mr. Worldwide Regional this weekend. Dale.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so a little bit less international and a lot more local. The Arizona West Regional will be the second event of the year in the state of Arizona. There's a distinct lack of powerhouse teams coming into this event, and only one team has managed to grab a regional win this season. And even that was as a second pick to the top seed alliance at Arizona North. It'll be an interesting event as many teams are still making their regional debut, and most teams in the Olymps will be playing best 2 of 3s for the first time this season. I expect 2403 Plasma Robotics will have picked up some tips from their winning run at Arizona North and will have made some significant improvements to their robot. Other notables coming into the event, 2478 Westwood Robotics and 4565 Skyline Robotics, who together put up a fight against that top seed alliance in the semifinals at Arizona North. 1726, the Nerds were semifinalists at Los Angeles, and 5613 is the only team playing their third event at this event. So it's definitely going to be, doesn't have a lot of the viewership draw that maybe some of the other events will have this weekend. But it should be interesting to watch nonetheless.
Sounds fun. It's always nice to see when, you know, it's kind of an equal playing field at that point, even as a week 6. So that'll be pretty interesting to watch. In Aerospace Valley, we got 36 teams heading to Lancaster, California for the inaugural Aerospace Valley Regional. Many of these teams have already competed. Quite a few have already qualified. We've got lots of hard hitters in the mix, including 294 Beach Cities Robotics, 330 the Beach Bots, 399 Eagle Robotics, 597 the Wolverines, 599 Robodocs, 980 Thunderbots, 3309 Friarbots, 3476 Code Orange, 4276 Surf City Vikings, and 5012 Griffin Gear and 5805 Assembly required. With Friarbots and Thunderbots, as well as 585 Cyber Penguins having claimed their 2018 Chairman's Award wins, it's a toss-up between 399 Eagle Robotics and 3476 Code Orange for Aerospace's first RCA winner, though I'm positive many others will be vying for the position as well. And with so many significant teams coming together at this event, I know Engineering Inspiration will find a perfect home as well. We only have one rookie team at this event, though, and that's 6973 Galaxy Computer Technology from Oromia, Ethiopia. As the only rookies at this event, the Rookie All-Star and Rookie Inspiration Awards might not even be awarded, so I certainly hope that they have a good shot at moving on to Houston from this event. Dave Voracek, the RPC lead, will be on the FRC Top 25 tomorrow night to talk about what it takes to run a new regional like this, so make sure you check it out.
All right, up in PNW, we've got the big show, the Pacific Northwest District Championship.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. I'm excited for this event, guys. I haven't followed the PNW district much in the past, but after watching quite a bit this year, I think we've got a good lineup. District Championship will take place in Portland, Oregon, and it's looking to be a strong event for sure. After a strong year, the top 63 PNW teams will be fighting for those triple district points as they hope to climb the rankings and be one of the top 24 by the end of the weekend. The teams duking it out for the top seed will likely be 1425, 2471, and 2605 with their partner climbers. They might look to pick up some of the serious scale firepower of 2910, 2046, 1983, 1778, or 2811. If teams aren't careful, 5803 might slip under the radar. They've got a little bit of an unconventional style with that top and bottom intake and a little bit of a shot up to the scale. But after a finalist appearance and 2 top-seeded district wins, they'll definitely be on the radar for a lot of teams. Overall, I've been very impressed with the Pacific Northwest this season, and I'm really looking forward to a great district championship.
Okay, now, after 5 long weeks, my favorite regional event is about to happen. The Central Valley Regional has been, in my opinion, one of the most historically relaxed and enjoyable regionals of all time, maybe ever. The event has often been characterized by the aggressively competitive play outside of match play, such as cheesecake battles in 2015, the camera pole measuring contest of 2016, the race for the fastest ball per second rate in 2017, and as such, a fight for RP this year, as the top teams will be focusing their energy on cheese coating autonomous routines and maximizing their chances of partner climbs.
A little too excited.
Tongue twister, right? It's not enough this year to be good yourself. In order to be the best in the West, you have to make sure all of your alliance partners are up to spec for your matches. And no team is better prepared to help the teams of the Central Valley Regional than 1678. The Citrus Circuits will be sporting their Citrus Service Group, a squad of specialized students and mentors focused on making sure every robot at the event is up and running so that they can all contribute to the match. Alongside the Davis team looking for their third showing in the limelight, pun intended, Madtown Robotics from Madera will be looking to make their second showing alongside their friends from the other Cowtown. But out of the South, telling them to move over, will be Team 1538, the Holy Cows. Despite 1678 and 1323 having a competitive run together at Sacramento 2 weeks back, the Holy Cows will be looking to repeat their undefeated streak from San Diego and partner with one of those 2 teams to take home the win for themselves. Alongside those 3 teams, competitive players such as 1662 Raptor Force Engineering, 1671 the Buchanan Bird Brains, 3970 Duncan Dynamics, 5458 Digital Minds, 5700 the Soda Cyber Dragons, and 5817 Unirex are all going to be showing. All in all, it's going to be a strong competition, as that's bound to be fun for all.
Clint mute, classic. I'm like Justin. All right, that's all we got time for tonight, guys. Thanks to everyone for hanging out with us. If you want more First Robotics in your life and like what we do, all we ask is you let others know about the show. If you've got a few bucks to support the stream, we appreciate it. But if not, we totally understand and are stoked to have you here. On behalf of myself, Andrew, Aiden, and our producer Tyler, I'd like to thank you for tuning in, and thanks to all our moderators in the chat. Talk to you next Monday on Best of the West.